I was already half asleep when I heard it again. Mom! The whisper came from the hallway, soft and shaky, like it always did at night. I checked the clock beside my bed. 2:41 a.m. Too late for excuses, too late for patience. I sat up slowly, rubbing my eyes, already exhausted before the night had even begun. My daughter, Lisa, hadn't slept properly in weeks. Every night, the same routine, the same request. She couldn't sleep without warm milk. I stepped into her room. She was sitting up in bed, hugging her blanket tightly, her eyes wide and glossy in the dim nightlight. "Mom, I really tried," she said, "but I can't sleep." I forced a tired smile. "It's okay, I'll get you some milk." When I opened the fridge, my heart sank. Empty. I stood there longer than I should have, staring at the shelves as if milk might magically appear. The house felt unusually quiet, the kind of silence that presses against your ears. "I'll just run to the store," I called out. "Lock your door and stay in bed." She nodded, but something in her expression made my chest tighten. Outside, the street was dead still. No cars, no wind. Even the street light seemed dimmer than usual. The store was only 5 minutes away, but every second felt stretched, heavy. When I came back, my hands were shaking from the cold. Or maybe something else. I stood at the front door, fumbling for my keys. That's when my phone buzzed. Unknown number. "Mom, where are you?" My stomach dropped. Before I could reply, I heard my own voice from inside the house. Soft, calm. "Lisa, open the door." I froze. I wasn't inside. I pressed my ear against the door. My heart was pounding so loud I was afraid she'd hear it. Then Lisa screamed, "Mom, why do you sound like that?" Something moved behind the door. Something that sounded exactly like me. And then I realized I wasn't the only one trying to bring her milk tonight. If that wasn't me inside the house, then who was already with my daughter? I didn't move. I couldn't. My hand was still on the doorknob, my breath shallow, my mind refusing to accept what my ears were hearing. From the other side of the door, the voice continued, steady, calm, familiar. My voice. "Lisa, it's okay. Mommy's here." Every instinct in my body screamed to break the door down, but fear held me frozen. I imagined her standing there in her small room, confused, trusting, listening. Finally, I found my voice. "Lisa," I whispered through the door, "don't open it." Silence. Then a soft reply, barely audible. "But Mom, you're already inside." The words cut through me like ice. My knees nearly gave out. I pressed my forehead against the door, trying to keep my voice steady. "Listen to me. Whatever you see in your room, don't believe it. Lock yourself in the bathroom. Now." Before she could respond, the door handle on the inside turned slowly. Click. I pushed the door open with all my strength. The house was dark, too dark. The hallway light I always left on was off. The air felt wrong. Thick, metallic, like old pennies and rust. "Lisa?" I called. No answer. I stepped inside, each footstep echoing louder than it should have. The silence felt alive, watching me. When I reached her bedroom, the door was empty. The blanket lay crumpled on the floor, still warm. "Lisa?" My voice cracked. From the bathroom, I heard soft crying. Relief flooded me. I rushed toward the sound and knocked lightly. "Sweetheart, it's me. I'm here." The crying stopped. A pause. Then the bathroom door opened slowly. Lisa stood there, eyes red, arms wrapped tightly around herself. She ran into my arms, shaking. She was here,
she whispered. "She sat on my bed." I pulled her close. "Who did?" She looked up at me, her face pale. "You." My heart skipped. "She looked like you," Lisa continued, her voice trembling. "But her smile was wrong, too wide. And when she touched my hair, her hand was cold." I swallowed hard. "What did she say?" Lisa hesitated. "She told me not to listen to the other voice. She said the woman outside wasn't my real mother." I felt sick. "She brought me milk," Lisa added softly. I stiffened. "Did you drink it?" Lisa shook her head. "It wasn't white." I looked past her. On the bathroom sink sat a glass. The liquid inside was dark red, thick. I grabbed Lisa and backed away. "Don't look at it." That's when we heard footsteps upstairs. Slow, deliberate. The sound of someone walking toward us. Lisa's grip tightened. "She's coming back." The footsteps stopped at the top of the stairs. Then my voice echoed through the hallway again, calm and soothing. "Lisa, you forgot your milk." I held my breath. The figure appeared at the end of the hallway. She looked exactly like me. Same height, same hair, same face. But her eyes were wrong. They were too dark, like something deep inside was looking out. Her mouth curved into a smile that stretched just a little too far. "I told you," she said, tilting her head. "She wouldn't understand." Lisa buried her face into my chest. "You don't belong here," I forced the words out. The thing laughed softly. "This house remembers me. I've been here much longer than you." She took a step closer. The lights flickered again. Memories rushed into my head. Things I had forgotten. Nights from my childhood. A woman sitting at my bedside, bringing me comfort, telling me she was my real mother. I felt dizzy. "You were alone," she whispered. "I took care of you, just like I'll take care of her." The realization hit me like a wave. This thing didn't copy me. I copied her. "She was never just your imaginary friend," she continued. "You let me in once, and now I want her." I grabbed the nearest object, a lamp, and threw it. It passed straight through her. She smiled wider. "Locks won't stop me, neither will doors." The hallway went dark, and suddenly she was gone. The house fell silent again. Lisa looked up at me, eyes filled with fear. "Mom, is she gone forever?" I didn't answer, because deep down, I could still hear her whispering, not in the hallway, but inside my head. I thought she was haunting my daughter, but what if she was always a part of me? I didn't sleep that night. Every time I closed my eyes, I felt her presence, quiet, patient, waiting. Lisa finally fell asleep beside me, her small fingers still wrapped around my sleeve, afraid I might disappear. I lay there staring at the ceiling, listening. The house wasn't silent anymore. It breathed. At some point near dawn, I heard a soft whisper inside my head. "You can't protect her forever." I sat up slowly. The bedroom door was still locked. The windows were sealed. Everything looked normal. But the air felt heavier, as if the walls themselves were leaning in. I gently moved Lisa's hand away and stepped out of bed. The hallway was exactly how I left it, until I noticed the photos. Family pictures lined the wall, except now, in every photo, there were 3 of us. Me, Lisa, and her. Standing just a little behind me, her face blurred, her hand resting on my shoulder like she belonged there. My heart pounded. I backed away, my breath catching in my throat. "You're not real," I whispered. Her voice answered from behind me. "Neither were you, at first." I turned. She stood at the end of the hallway, clearer than before, more solid, more human. "You fed me," she said softly. "Every night you remembered me, every fear, every doubt. That's how I grew." I shook my head. "You're not taking her." She smiled. "I don't need to." The lights flickered again. Memories poured in. Moments I had buried deep. Nights as a child, waking up scared. No parents, just her, sitting beside my bed, bringing me comfort, telling me she was my real mother.
"You learned to survive because of me," she whispered. "And now she needs me too." I rushed to Lisa's room. She was gone. The bed was empty. The window was open. "Lisa!" I screamed. From downstairs, I heard her voice. "Mom?" I ran, nearly falling down the steps. She stood in the kitchen, holding a glass of milk. Her eyes looked distant, calm, too calm. "Who gave you that?" I asked, my voice shaking. Lisa looked at me confused. "You did." The reflection in the kitchen window showed it clearly. I was standing behind her, smiling. I lunged forward, knocking the glass from her hands. It shattered, the red liquid spreading across the floor. Lisa screamed. The lights went out. In the darkness, her voice echoed again, right next to my ear. "You can't erase me," she whispered, "because I'm not a monster." A pause. "I'm a memory." The lights came back on. Lisa was in my arms, crying. The kitchen was empty. No broken glass. No blood. Just silence. Morning came too quickly. The sun rose, birds sang. The house felt normal again. Lisa didn't remember anything. Neither did the neighbors. Weeks passed. Months. I convinced myself it was over, until one night Lisa came into my room rubbing her eyes. "Mom," she said softly, "I can't sleep." My chest tightened. "Do you want milk?" I asked. She nodded. As I stood in the kitchen, warming the milk, I noticed something in the reflection of the microwave door. She was standing behind me, smiling. I handed Lisa the glass. As she took the first sip, she looked up at me and whispered, "Mom, when did your eyes get so dark?" And for the first time, I couldn't remember if I was the one holding her. If the voice you trust sounds like your own, how do you know who's really in control?